Hello, Derange here again. This time, I've been commissioned. I'm out exploring the areas where a bunch of murders were committed. Now, they have asked me to come out here and do some archaeological digging and surveying and see what sort of advice I can give them on any sort of nature-related incident. And I tell you, as soon as I arrived here, I got some very eerie vibes from this building right behind me, where the tortures took place. This won't be an easy one, folks. But we'll see what sort of evidence we can come up with. Scientific evidence. One of the first things I noticed as I started along my surveillance of the area was this strange chair hidden amongst the woods. Why was it here? How many poor souls were tortured on this chair? What did they see? What did their eyes witness? Grizzly murders. Hiding in the woods was one of the many mass graves, covered now in brush. Fascinating. What creatures were living amongst there now? The restoration project had commenced, of course, after this horrendous incident. As I got closer to the water, I was reminded that I'd been forewarned that this area was dangerous due to a possible dam collapse at any moment. The area couldn't quite get the funding that it needed to protect this dam, and so all of the inhabitants were left to wonder whether or not their homes would be destroyed at any moment. Hopefully I would only be here for a moment myself. I was able to marvel for a moment at nature, and it was a nice, refreshing moment. As I continued along my journey, the terrain became much more rocky and difficult to traverse, and at the same time film myself now. Without the camera in my hands, this type of terrain would be very easy for me, but I do this for you folks. And just like that, the signs of witchcraft I'd been looking for all along. Yes, magic in the real world, combined with nature. Witchcraft was afoot, and I must be weary and prepared. Plenty of different forms of fungi along the way. I wanted to mention to any of you fungi fans out there. I didn't dare try to eat any of this, or perhaps I'll look up this particular species or item of fungus. Anyways, moving along. Finally, a beautiful little spot where I could perhaps rest my feet for a moment. Eat my liverwurst sandwich. Nestled in this cove for this moment was like a home away from home for me. Truly getting in touch with nature. And then immediately I was confronted with witchcraft again. What were they up to? Why did they torture these poor souls? Did they burn them in these pits? Did they torture them in front of themselves while they were still alive? Who knows? But what a way to destroy my little bliss. I must say, I was beginning to feel a bit uncomfortable in these haunted woods. And I'm beginning to look over my shoulders at every moment. More strange things are afoot. I'm going to show you something that frightened me as I just came upon it. I hope you all are prepared. Definitely some form of witchcraft going on. Who knows what sorts of gods they believe in. Well, I'll certainly be on the lookout now. I'm beginning to question which way to go, and even which way I came from. Perhaps this witchcraft was starting to work its magic on me in this dark, haunted forest. I was beginning to forget even why I came here. This is Dr. Robert Octavio Derange, and I'm sending out a message now to anyone who finds this tape. I'm under some form of spell in nature. Hoping to come across a familiar path at any moment that will help me lead my way back to, well, the murderous building that was back there where they killed a whole bunch of people. But I thought it was... These woods are certainly some enchanted territory, the likes of which I have never encountered before, and I am Dr. Robert Octavio Derange. Yes, that's who I am. I have to keep reminding myself of little things like what day it is. It is Tuesday. I don't even remember what year it is right now. I could be in some sort of medieval times for all I know. Look at this wooden bridge behind me. I have no idea. And just like that, some evidence of what time I was in again. Tire tracks. Yes, of course, a bicycle. Okay. And I'm on a pursuit of murderers. Correct. Okay. Yes, I found it. This was the little cove where they drowned the poor souls, tortured them and hung them off of this bridge here. The emotions that are coming over me can't even be described. Strange things are written all over every object, and of course, can mean only one thing. Witchcraft is afoot. All sorts of markings from these horrible people who'd tortured so many. These were their symbols, illegible writings of some sort, crazy, but perhaps filled with some sort of dark magic. I headed towards the threshold that folks had said could mean certain death. Oh, jeez. Rainbows. Rainbows. Oh, boy. Danger. Nothing to fear, folks. Nothing to fear. Then, out of nowhere, I saw a demon dog. Frightening. I captured him in the wild. He knew I was here, and he was chasing me. It was time to return. But before I returned, I felt I need to find one last bit of information that could help solve this case. Why did it happen? Why did they choose this community to terrorize? Who are they really? What are their intentions? Are they from another world? Questions that can't easily be answered without real scientific information, which is what I'm always in search of. What in all of nature is this torture device? What kind of evidence have I come across? This is no lie when I say to you folks that are listening, this is one of the most frightening things I have ever encountered in nature. I truly can't tell if it is a torture device or some sort of shitting toilet for homeless people. Either way, I'm frightened that I could be clubbed over the head at any moment and dragged into the burrow. I have definitely come across something, and I am leaving immediately. Yep. We are headed out of here. This is, well, science can only take you so far, folks. I'll point the proper authorities in the right direction, and, you know, they'll be able to do the right thing, I suppose. Yes, which way did I come from again? Okay, yes, this way, I believe. Okay, on the move again, on the move. As I'm escaping, I've just come across another one of the most frightening things I've ever witnessed in my travels. I feel it's only scientific to show you folks the entire truth of what's really happening in the world. Clearly I've been tracking some form of hooved creature in the woods. A hooved creature, of course, could be anything. It could be a deer, it could be a baby fawn, it could be a moose. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a demon. You know, it's most likely a deer. That's just the odds. I'm coming to the opening again. Thank the science. As usual, nature has tested me. It can be a greatest ally and also the most dangerous nemesis or opponent, but I always try to be one with nature. Again, thank you for joining me on this adventure. I'm going to get the proper information to the proper authorities, and hopefully this crime will be solved. And you know, it's not about the payment, you know. It's about, and it's not even about the recognition. It's about being out here with nature, being a part of all this beauty, and trying to serve a purpose in this world. I think that is what it is about.